Do it all and I'm around, just get it. I'm not long as
Hey, my truth tellers, how are you guys doing? Yes, indeed. How are you guys doing? Yes, I miss you. Yes, I said this was over with. I was done when it came to love and marriage in Huntsville. But when I saw, I say, oh my God, look, I got to come on because look, I call it, I was ready for them to go ahead and, at least make Mel take accountability for something. But I see my girls in the house checking your booth. She says, what's up, chat and unapologetic real talk. So you see it too. Shout out to the folks who give charity and love sincerely. Shame on those folks who do community service to be selfish and get attention. And we're going to go ahead and talk about all that right there because you do not toot your horn. Whatever you do, if you're going out there, you do it in secret and God is going to reward you openly. And that's real talk. My girl is in the house, guys. Make sure you go ahead and check out Lady B. Yes, she says, hey, Lady B, and checking your boo. So make sure you go ahead and check out Lady B, her channel. Yes, indeed. And also Grandma Moochie. Grandma Moochie is in the house. She says, good evening. My mod is in the house, country girl queener. She says, good evening, unapologetic real talk and true tellers. So guys, welcome to unapologetic real talk. In here, like I say, we are grown folks. We ain't got time to tickle nobody ears, okay? Like I said, in here is real talk, unapologetic and real talk. So guys, as you can see right here by the title, it says, just when I thought it was over, I thought it was over. I promise you I was done. I told you guys I'm not even going to do any commentary on this anymore because it was time for Melody to take accountability. I got so sick and tired of everybody look like they were so timid when they walk around her. But when I saw Anthony Lofty, I think it was like last week, when he was saying that Kimmi, and he said allegedly, so I'm gonna say allegedly, when he was saying that Kimmi at the reunion, he heard that Kimmi and I guess Melody, I don't know if he came out and said Melody, so I'm gonna go ahead and say allegedly, but I was sitting there saying, why Kimmi and Melody, was going to have it out at the reunion until I saw this episode. And then some came into my brain because, I'm a deep thinker. I say, Dean, the way that Melody went ahead and gloated and carried on about Maurice getting arrested, I say, I bet that's exactly what they're going to go ahead and talk about. I said exactly. And trust me, I truly believe, because one thing Melody always go around and talk about, oh, I'm about my peace. If you are about your peace, then you should stop sticking your nose in everybody's business. That's just to show you. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about all that. So also, I see my girls in the house, Starbucks. Yes, yeah, yes, guys. If I don't see you guys before Thanksgiving, which most likely I might come on, you all have a happy Thanksgiving. You and your family, make sure you guys enjoy it. So let me go ahead and get into all the good stuff because I just came out boom, 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 boom. Okay. So let's go ahead and see this right here. We're going to go ahead because, like I said, this right here is real talk. So let me see if I can go ahead and pull this up right quick. So let me see, guys, because I'm kind of rusty. Okay. And I sat there and I said, I was done. I was done, man. I'm telling you, because when it comes to this reality show, it can be draining. But let me go ahead and read this right quick to you guys because I want to talk about this charity work because, first of all, we already know when it came to the Scotts, they had started the charity work, and Melody didn't even want to participate in it. You remember when it was talking about building houses in the community and giving out, and we never even saw Melody do anything. Now all of a sudden she want to go ahead and toot her horn, okay? But right here, you could go ahead and read a scripture out of Matthew 6:2, and this right here it says, "Do not brag or publicly your charitable act. Give quietly and without seeking attention for generosity." And we saw that little small scene that Melody had on Love and Marriage in Huntsville. Her and Shanita didn't even want to serve food. They wanted to leave and gossip. You saw that? Didn't even want to serve food because it was just a show. So right here it says it is referred to the that you toot your own horn, and that's exactly what they was doing, which means to boast about oneself, and is often used in the content of criticizing people, which that's exactly what they was doing, who wants praises for their good deeds rather than doing them out of genuine and kindness. They didn't do it out of genuine and they didn't do it out of kindness. They did it because, like I said, they just wanted to toot their horn. That's exactly what they was doing, wanted to toot their horn. And we're going to go ahead and talk about all that, okay? But before I get on, I got one more tab I need to go ahead and close. I want to go ahead and talk about this article that I saw. I think it's on World Star. So let me see if I can go ahead and pull it up. I didn't know that adultery, yes, adultery was illegal in your neck of the woods. One of my mods, I'm not going to call your name out, but I didn't know that adultery was illegal. It was a crime. I didn't never know that. But I saw this right here on World Star where it says that adultery is no longer a crime in New York. I never knew that. I never knew. I didn't never thought that, they had made that illegal where adultery was a crime. But right here it says that according to the report, Governor Kathy Hochul signed a bill on Friday repealing a 1907 law that prohibits adultery. The old law classified adulteries as Class B misdemeanor, punishable by up to 3 months in jail. The New York State Senate deemed the law outdated. Assemblyman Charles Levine, who wrote the bill, noted that 13 people was arrested and charged under the law, who 5 conviction. The most recent case was in 2010, but was dismissed. So, guys, did you know anything about that? That when it came to adultery, that it was a crime? My God, I didn't even know in it of that. That I was shocked when I saw that. Yes, indeed, I see Chandela. Chandela says, "Good evening, Lady D, mods in chat. Adultery is a crime in many states. Some states are trying to overturn outdated laws." I did not know that. My God, I promise you, I did not know that. Yes, indeed. But let's go ahead and get out of all this right here. And we already, let me see if I can go ahead and close some of these tabs, and we're going to get back to what I was talking about. So again, guys, welcome to Unapologetic Real Talk. Yes, indeed. So let me go ahead and read my copyright disclaimer. Let me see if I can go ahead and get this off right quick so I can go ahead and see what I am doing. So, right here, the copyright disclaimer is under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism. So, guys, do not get mad with the messenger, okay? If you can't stand the heat, you get out the kitchen. Or, like we used to do when I used to go to church, put up my little finger and I just exit my way out. Okay. So also comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. So what are we doing, guys? We are researching. So fair use is used permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Okay, so guys, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna break this down. I'm gonna be all over the place, but I want to go ahead and talk about, some stuff that I thought that had stood out the most. So again, welcome to Unapologetic Real Talk. Okay. So let me make sure that I go ahead and put on my copyright disclaimer because we're going to go ahead and get to the bottom of all this. And like I said there and say, I've been talking about this from day one. So I say, well, I might as well come on because, I've been calling this out from day one. So it wouldn't serve anything if I don't talk about it, because I already had told you guys, and we was on Misbehaving's platform where we, was watching her. She did a live today, and she had said, like I said, we all have the right to agree to disagree, and that's my girl, in so many words when it comes to Melody and Martell, as if uh, pretty much, that's their show, which I truly believe, just like they did with what's her name, Mariah Hug on Married to Medicine, even though she had started, Married to Medicine, they still went ahead and got rid of her. And I truly believe when it comes to Melody and Martell, even though they had a vision, to go and pitch not this show, Love and Marriage in Huntsville, it was like a home builder show. But it was Martell, he went out and he got the core six. And you guys can argue with me all you want. That's according to what Martell said. Like I said, I do not know these people from a can of paint. I only can go by of what they said, even though if Melody had the vision, Martell went and he ran with it. Okay. But I talked about it and we're going to go ahead and talk about it. And like I said, if you guys get mad, just get mad because I said from the beginning, Melody and Martell can build a house, but that does not mean that they can rest or live in that house. Just like when it came to their business with Scope, when it came to the business, it was Melody, Martell, Marceau, and Tisha. They had helped build that business called Stoke. And now who lap is in? It's in the Scott's lap. Now it looked like this show is going to be in whose lap? The Scott's lap. So like I said, guys, if you can't stand the heat, what I'm going to talk about, then you're going to have to leave because like I said, I'm not going to sugarcoat everything. I've been telling you guys from day one. So I had to come on and I had to talk about this because I already had foreseen this. Everything that Melody puts her hands in, the winds, the storms, the hurricanes, the kinkerworms, the palmer worms, the locusts, the caterpillars, they come and eat it up. They come and eat it up. That's real talk. Now, like I said, when it comes to this show right here, this show might be in the Scott's hands. I see it now. I see it. Most likely, and this is my opinion, this is my commentary, like I said, I could spin it the way that I want based off of this reality show. But most likely, the Scots probably came to Carlos King and whoever, and decide, look, we want to put this show back on track. So most likely probably say, okay, what is your idea? They came with a plan, okay, if they want to go ahead and pull out that, Martell, he had an affair, which they should have went ahead and said what they needed to say from day one. So let him go ahead and do it. Let him go ahead and do it, because most likely Tisha and Marcel. Now, this is how I see it in my spirit, because me and my messy ancestors. This is how I see it. Okay, let them talk. Let them say whatever they want, because we about to build our dream house. We about to build our dream house. So if it takes a little stirring up some mess, we're gonna be able to just eat it up, just like we ate everything else up. They made it all about us from the very beginning. So that's how I see it. That's exactly how I see it. And some of you guys might sit there and say, well, I don't want to watch. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're going to watch, because I truly believe, even if they got to bring on Ariane Curry to go after the Scots, then go ahead and let it be. Let it be. We might as well go ahead and let it be. So, guys, hold on one second. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Sorry about that. It's the holidays, families getting together. So, guys, make sure when you come home, make sure you drive safely, no drink and drive and all that right there. But yes, let me go ahead and read some of the comments, because this is exactly how I see. This is exactly how I see how the Scots going to be able to pick up where the Holtz had left, okay? Because we already know when it came to the Holtz, what they did. They made it all about them. The show was supposed to be about the Core Six, the comeback group, coming together and building Black entrepreneurs, Black excellent. But what they did, they made it all about their toxic relationship. So they don't have nobody to blame but themselves. And people might sit there and say, well, if Melody lead, it's not going to be any show. That's a daggone lie. Melody cannot make a show without beating up Martell or tearing down the Scots family. Melody, if she was so interesting, then she will sit there and focus on what she got. Don't she have Nubian Network or whatever that she have? But like I said, don't get mad with the messenger, because everything that Melody puts her hands in, it always ends in somebody else's lap. And I told you guys that I thought that it was going to be Ariane. But no, Ariane and Martell, I was just giving them a break. I sit there and say, well, they pitched the show, so I'm thinking that it's going to be them. No, it's going to be the Scots. The Scots going to take this reality show just like they took their business, okay? And that's real talk. So let me go ahead and read some more of the comments, and I'm going to go ahead and comb some more stuff down. Checking Your Booth says she didn't put aside her bitterness to keep her eyes on the prize. Absolutely. And that's what, the Bible says. Don't let your goods be evil spoken of, and that's exactly what she did, because what she thought that, she can come on and she can take this toxic relationship, knowing from the beginning that they were not together, how they came together, how they had another child, I don't know. And that's what I think. They don't want Ariane to come on, because if Ariane come on, she's going to spill the beans. But I think that what happened was Melody, when they pitched the show, it was supposed to talk about their marriage, and what was, how the outcome, but she made it all about her. She rode on this trauma bonding train wagon until she couldn't ride it no more. She was banking on these overzealous, unhinged fans to sit there and push her into the next destination. But what they did was they pushed her to a dead wall, and that's real talk, okay? So like I said, in here, we are grown folks, 18 and older, okay? Also, my girl says, checking your booth, she says, Marcel has been throwing jabs at Martell since season 1, which we're going to talk about that as well. Martell makes a good point. Why is Marcel so continuing to rehash Martell's cheating when Martell said both of them were out cheating and hashtag hypocrite. What I think, and like I said, I could be wrong. We all have the right to agree to disagree. What I think is just like I said in the beginning. What Marcel is saying, hit me with your best shot, because long as you slinging this mud, long as you keep talking and rehashing all this old stuff, I'm going to build my dream house. Okay, so Marcel don't care. He don't care because he already know that, most likely they're going to try to dig it up. So I'd rather go and run before everybody else. So most likely Tisha and Marcel and they camp already set down, people going to start pulling out some stuff, because I'm pretty sure that when it comes to Martell knows exactly where Marcel's body is. Okay, all those bodies, he knows exactly where it is, because they hung out together. They grew up together, went to school together. So quite obvious, if they ran together, they know exactly what's going on. But that's just to show you the weak side of Martell, because if you didn't tell it the very first season, when you had a chance, now all of a sudden, when you feel that you're about to lose this show, just like you lost your business, now you want to let it all out. But it don't work like that, because your opportunity was the time when you had a chance to go ahead and talk about it for almost 7 seasons, but you did not talk about it. So now it's too late. It's too late, because I'm pretty sure Tisha knows exactly what's going on. And I'm pretty sure that Tisha is not going to sit there and throw out her husband over something that happened for maybe 7 or 8 years. That's just like with bad credit. After 7 years, they cancel that. So, oh, well, it's over with, you know? It's over with. So also, let me go ahead and read some more. Lady B says, Miss Wanda said, this is so many words if you really listen to her. Do tell what Miss Wanda said, Lady B. She said, Miss Wanda said that is so many words. Also, let me go ahead and read. Check and Boo say, add Martell X and his boo to the show. It will be fireworks, but his ex need to give the judge her boo name for the safety of the kids. Okay. Also, checking your boo say the show will go on no matter who leaves. Absolutely. Absolutely, because we love drama. And the thing about it, you guys want to say, oh, we're going to go ahead and boycott. We already know how you guys boycott. You go straight to patrons or behind your wall and still talk about it. So you can't boycott nothing. Like I said, Melody, she had her right. She had her chances. And what she did, she fumbled the ball. She fumbled the ball because she made it all about her. Okay. And I don't think that Melody is going to leave. Melody is not going to leave. Melody just be talking. Oh, I'm about to separate myself. Oh, I need my peace. If you need your peace, why are you in everybody's business? If Melody needs her peace, why are Melody is in everybody's business? Why she's in everybody's business? Maurice don't bother you. Kimmi don't bother you. So why you made it a big stink, which we're going to go ahead and talk about all that. Because like I said, she's the type of person, she likes to throw the rock and she likes to hide her hands. Anytime when somebody always say they all about their peace, but always be smack dab in the middle of stuff, they fighting some demons within. They have a very messy spirit, okay? And now, like I said, you're going to think that she's crying, and she's going to definitely cry, because the same ones that you tried to put your foot down on is the ones that's going to run with that show. And one thing that I know when it comes to Martell does not hide. He don't hold no grudges. He don't hold no grudges. I truly believe he might get mad for a little while, but them two men, they going to come together and think, look, hey, we got to get out of our feelings. It's all about these bags. We got to get these bags, okay? Y'all tried it y'all way, so let us try this way. And Martell gonna give in. Okay, look, I got bills, I got creditors, I got like 56 creditors, I still owe the IRS. So, hey, allegedly. So we're gonna try Marcel and Tisha's way, okay? Marcel gonna give in. Martell gonna give in. I'm pretty sure, okay? I'm pretty sure. Hey, my girl, misbehaving is in the house. She says, I'm late, but I'm here. Girl, you better answer your doggone emails, okay? Also, checking your boost says that trauma bonding train ride has wrecked Absolutely. Play out like an 8 track. Absolutely. I told you, honey, it was bound to stop. It was bound to run out of gas because they rode it until they couldn't ride it no more. They wrung it like an old dirty dish rag off of a millimeter overzealous trauma bonding fans. Okay, so let me go ahead and read some more. Also, my girl Checky Boo, she is on it. She says, shout out to Letitia and Marcel for building their dream house. When folks was rushing them, I understood taking that time to make sure the foundation was solid. Tisha has good taste in design also. Absolutely. You got to make sure that that foundation is solid because if that foundation is not solid, it's going to be like on sinking sand, just like the hope they stuff was on sinking sand. The winds, the storms, and the hurricanes going to go ahead and blow that up. Okay. And that's real talk. Chandela says Martell and Mel kept coming for Marcel and Tisha's marriage. Folks ain't forgot. Stand on your fault and move on. Don't attempt to keep bringing folks down because it's pure evidence on you. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and talk about that. We're going to go back because sometimes we have to go into the old archives. Now, when they came together, they all sit down and talked about what they was going to talk about and what they was not. They all agreed not to talk about Melody and Marcel's marriage. They all agreed to it. If you want me to go ahead and play the clips, I can go ahead and play the clips. Tisha even came out and say, y'all called us and say, do not talk about Martell's infidelity. They all agreed not to. Melody decided to go out according to what Tisha and Martell said, go on the internet and tell these overzealous fans. So that's how all that information got out. That information got out because of Melody, not Tisha. The reason why Tisha said what she said because it was already out. Tisha said, I was only saying what's already out. But Tisha didn't make it, Tisha didn't make a mess about it. Tisha didn't make a mess out of it. Reason why Tisha said what she said when she brought about the child because Melody kept poking the bear. She kept poking the bear. And you know they can't put their fists on anybody. They can't fight anybody. So what they going to do? They're going to use their mouth. And that's when Tisha came out and said what she said. But Melody was jealous, just like I had made that little small clip. Make sure you go ahead and watch that little short I did. Melody was upset with Tisha because she thought that Tisha was going to come on the show and talk about her husband infidelity, her husband marriage. And just because Tisha refused to throw out her family, her marriage for other people entertainment, it triggered Melody. Melody got upset because when they were sitting on the porch, Melody was saying, don't never say that your husband is not cheating, and it is true. I remember I said the same thing. My husband would never cheat, never say never. Okay. But Melody wanted Tisha to talk about it. And when Tisha refused to talk about it, Melody went to the deep part of hell to make Tisha's life a living hell. For 8 freaking seasons, she sat there and she pulled out everything that she could to sit there and just try to make Tisha's life a living hell. And Tisha held on to her family. She didn't throw it away for somebody else's entertainment because Tisha knew, just like I've been saying it from the beginning, Tisha knew that when it came to her marriage was not just about her and Marcel. It was much bigger. It was much bigger. She knew that what she was doing, she was leaving legacies for her children's children. She was not going to sit there and toss out her marriage thinking that the grass was going to be greener, thinking that what she was doing going to last. Like I said, Melody did all that. Melody tossed her family away because she thought that these people was going to keep her on that high horse that she was in. So she was banking off of that, not knowing that she got door number three. Wonk, wonk, wonk. Okay. So, like I said, guys, in here is real talk. I've been talking like this from day one, and I'm not going to change. Okay. Also, my girl, Misbehaving, says, I'm late, but I'm here. Okay. And checking your boots, say that trauma binding, which I read that part. Let me go ahead and see where I'm at. The only person that knows Martell's secrets is Maurice. They absolutely, absolutely. Someone sat there and said the only person that knows Marcel's secrets is Maurice. They know Martell is a ticking time bomb. Absolutely. Think about it. Absolutely. Martell's a type of person, and I talked about it already. Martell is a good person, but Martell's a person that he holds so much in. And when it's time to let it out, he just explode. Because he do it in mad day. You do not do anything when mad day comes, and that's how Martell, he holds it in. Say what you got to say. See me, I say what I got to say, and I can be able to go to sleep at night. I can still sit there and break bread with that person because I don't hold all that garbage in me. What's the purpose of holding all that garbage in you? And when mad day, you just unhinge, you just explode, But like I said, nothing is new under the sun when it comes to men cheat. 99.9 men cheat. And if your man not cheating, stay in that relationship. And I promise you, he's going to cheat. Okay. But that's besides the fact. Like I said, nobody is going to sit there and throw their marriage away off of a freaking reality show just for someone else's entertainment. Nobody's not going to do that. Melody did that. Only Melody would do that, because I'm pretty sure if Melody wouldn't have never been on this reality show, she most likely probably would still been going in and out, in and out, in and out. Bags right there ready when she feel like she need her peace, when she feel like she need her me time. What woman that I don't know. What my girl said, Starbucks. She sat there and say when her husband get on her nerves, the children, the dog, the cat, whoever, she go and take her bubble bath. But no, Melody, she didn't go and take a bubble bath. She went and got her hotel. I don't think that Melody was pulling her thumbs by herself in that hotel. Who would do that? And people say, oh, Martell cheated. You don't know who cheated. Melody is a pathological liar, according to what I see on this reality show. And like I said, I don't know these people from a can of paint. I only can go by what I see on this reality show. All this right here, to me, is for entertainment purpose only. It's my opinion. But Melody is a pathological liar. Even Carlos King had to call her out. She didn't even know what was in her mouth. She would have rolled that story, that lie, Saint Melody, because like I said, she do no wrong. She do no wrong. And that's real talk, okay? Hey, well, their blackout didn't work, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And the reason why it's not going to work, because we love drama. We thirst after drama. We don't want to go out there and touch grass. We want to sit on the soapbox and watch somebody's mess, So it's not going nowhere. Carlos King already done tried, you guys. It's not going nowhere because you love drama. And I'm pretty sure Carlos King be watching my lives. I know you watch my lives, Carlos King, because everything that I said, it's coming to pass. No way in the world that Carlos King gonna drop the ball because of one monkey. Like I said, don't stop no show. Melody is not going nowhere. Melody is gonna stay there until the wheels fall off, sitting there crying and whining. Bring you somebody, Melody, because like I said, your worst nightmare is coming through that door. You called her. You called it. You made it about her. You can keep talking about someone and don't expect this person to speak up for themselves. You've been talking about Ariane from day one. You didn't come out and put a face to it, but you the one said that we would have never knew about an Ariane. Melody put all that stuff out, all her business out. Melody did it. Melody did it. Melody did it. And that's real talk. Her and the overzealous fans, okay, they rode on it till he couldn't ride on it no more. Also, Chandel says that Mel would destroy this show before she leaves it. And I already talked about that, but I'm pretty sure that they know exactly what's going on because that's exactly what happened. You know, like I say, when it comes to business, it happened to my business. People will sabotage your business. They don't want it, and they don't want you to have it. So she might say, "Oh, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to shut it down." Most likely, that's why all of her fans came together because they know that Melody was almost out the door. Well, we need to figure out how to sabotage this business. Okay, let's see how to sabotage this show. We're going to call for a blackout. The blackout didn't work. So what we're going to do, we're going to call on network so we can get Call is King fired. We're going to go out there and we're going to boycott. You know, they tried it, but it didn't work. They tried it, but it didn't work. It ended up backfiring on them. It ended up backfiring. They tried, but it didn't work. So now I'm pretty sure that's why when it comes to Call is King, his eyes is open. His eyes is open. He see right now who is the slithering snake. He see right now. Everybody's starting to wake up. And now, you know, when I tell you something, guys, you can bank on it. Those overzealous fans going to wake up as well because they're going to start seeing Melody for who she is. Melody is cold as ice. She had right to go at that reunion to wear blue because anything that's blue is a delusion anyway. It's no such color as a blue, okay? The sky not even blue. The water is not blue. People eyes are not blue. Melody is cold as ice, and people going to find out exactly who she is because what she did, she sat there and she sold her entire family for a bowl of beans because she thought that the grass was greener on the other side. And like I said, ain't nobody going to sit there and sugarcoat nothing in here, okay? I never did from the very beginning. I saw this show, okay? And if you want to go back into my archive, go ahead and see what I'm talking about, okay? Carlos King already said he's moving different in the season, and the Scots are the face of the show. Absolutely. Go back and watch my videos. Go back from the very beginning. I saw all this. I spoke all this. I spoke all this because she was riding Tisha so hard. She was going after Tisha like, my God, like she was on all four cylinders. She brought in who she brought in? She brought in some woman was trying to get her on, trying to pay her $5,000. When she sat there and said she wasn't going to come out and pay the $5,000. She tried Tisha's cousins. She tried everything to go after Tisha. So guys don't have no other choice. But whatever Melody had, God can set it in Tisha's lap. Let me say it again. Everything that Melody had is now sitting in Tisha's lap and everybody else. And I know you don't like it, and I don't care, okay? Because like I said, I'm not going to sugarcoat. Melody, the business, in the Scott's lap. The show is the last thing she had going to be in the Scott's lap. Her husband is in somebody else's lap. Her children, half of them is with them. Yes, her children. And the reason why, because the way that she went about it. Don't use God's name just for a freaking show. Every time she was using God's name, God say this, God say that. She was only just using God's name just to get what she want. But now, like I said, the curtains have been ripped. She has been exposed. Now watch, somebody else gonna come back and tell me her fans is going to turn against her. Her fans is going to turn against her. I promise you. Because, like I said, she made it all about her. She sacrificed her whole entire family. Like I said, they didn't want it. Those Illuminatis did not want Martell. You knew who they want. The Martell stopped that. That's why you was putting those chains and you wanted to put these kids on the show. And that's my opinion. That's who the Illuminati wanted. But Martell said, heck no, you're not going to film my children. They was upset about that because they wanted to film the children. Why? If Melody is all that girl, why she couldn't run the show for herself? That's her dream. It's not Martell's dream. It's not the children's dream. That was her dream. But we already know how that is, okay? Don't let me start with that, okay? So let's go ahead and uh Chandel says that Mel and Martell both came for their marriage. Mel was the lead and Martell followed and is still doing it. The 20 women, Martell said that, absolutely. But see, like I said, when it comes to Martell, Melody still have batteries in Martell's back. I don't care, what Melody would do to Martell. Martell still's going to ride for him because Martell still loved his wife. He still had feelings for her. But, what drew the line with Martell is when Melody went ahead and had him arrested. And that's why everybody else are turning on Melody, because Melody didn't have to get this black man arrested. Melody held on that receipt for almost 2 years. She knew Martell was a good man. She knew Martell wasn't a threat to her. But the thing about it is that she listened to her crazy camp. You the one need to rebrand. I already told you. You need to rebrand. You need to get those people out of your camp, because whoever are whispering in your ears, they don't have your best interest. When they told you to go and get this man arrested, that right there, like I said, that was it with you. That was it with you, because we already know Melody did not want Martell to get arrested. Melody did not. Melody listened to her camp because she thought that if I get Martell arrested, Ariane was not coming on. She did it because she didn't want Ariane to come on the show. And like I said, guys, this is my opinion. But every time when I say something, I need to sit there and y'all need to come and pay me. Come on, cash out me, real talk. Because when I say it come to pass. Melody, the only reason why she went ahead and got this man arrested because she did not want Ariane to come on. And she know if she get Martell on, Martell was going to bring on Ariane. So let's go ahead and get him for DV. Just like what someone said earlier. Let's sabotage it. Let's shut the whole show down. Because what did Martell said? You either tell my story or you go ahead and you fire me. So they figure out, let's go ahead and get this Negro arrested, because they know no one wants to work with anyone that has DV attached to their name. And that's real talk. Okay. So come on, guys, go ahead and hit the like button. I see I got 32 people that's only hit the like button and 57 that's in the house. And I know good and well your ears are bleeding, but that's okay, honey. If you want to hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, just come on and support, because no way in the world that I can sit on somebody else's channel knowing that I don't like them. If I don't like a person, you are not going to see me in, okay? I'm not even going to support that, okay? So if you're in here, quite obvious, something that you want to hear, and that's real talk. And trust me, most of my talking points always said there be on everybody else's platform. Okay. So let's go ahead and read some more. My girl said there, and she said that Martell X everybody not to talk. Yeah, let me read this one right quick. Checking Your Booth says that Martell X asks everybody not to talk about their troubled marriage. The cast agree, and Martell X broke the deal. Absolutely. Even Martell tried to get his ex to stop, but she reloaded. Absolutely. I remember that. When Martell told Melody, stop putting our business out there. Melody kept doing that. And I told you guys right here on my platform, I said, it got to be people that is close to Martell that's putting all these people personal business out. And sure enough, God allowed Miss Marcella to sit there and show those clips of how they was fighting back and forth because they were sitting there saying Miss Van, and I'm going to say allegedly, also was putting out information when it came to Martell, okay? Because I already had spoken. I just needed to take legs, and they came back and how they was fighting with each other, okay? And like I said, I was done with this show. I was done with this show because I was sitting there saying, when is Melody is going to take accountability? And we're going to talk about that, okay? Also, Misbehaving says Marcel and Tisha also attacked Melody and Martell marriage. Show me the clip, Misbehaving. Please show me the clip. I want to see that. I absolutely want to see it. Misbehaving, and I believe what she's saying because you know that's my girl. I believe what she's saying, but I maybe you know it's something that I overlook because I promise you, I never saw it. I never saw Tisha attacked Melody. Only she was giving Melody back what Melody was giving to her. Now, when it comes to Marcel, now that's a different story. I believe Marcel, but I just don't believe Tisha. But Misbehaving says that Marcel and Tisha also attacked Melody and Martell's marriage. Everyone cast and millimeters made money off the trauma bonding, so ain't no need in stopping until all the bones are revealed. Absolutely, I totally believe it. But I also want to see. I need the clip, guys. Make sure you guys send me the clip where Tisha just all of a sudden say, "I'm just going to be messy, and I'm going to attack Melody." I never seen Tisha do that. And like I said, you know, when it comes to Tisha, I can be a little biased, you know, but if Tisha do something, just like with my children, I'm not going to sit there and, you know, allow my kids to sit there and get away with it. I'm going to hold them accountable for it. So if Tisha did anything, you know, I want to know, what did she do? All I just know that Melody kept gunning for her marriage. And like I said, you know, you can't put hands on a person. So I'm going to sit there. I'm going to use my words to fight back. So that's exactly what I would do. So Nikki said, hello to Lady D. Hey, Nikki. Thank you for coming in. Chandela said Marcia and Tisha didn't attack the marriage. So let me see what Chandela says, that Marcel and Tisha didn't attack the marriage. They spoke on what Melody brought to the show season 1. Absolutely. After she broke the deal not to discuss the cheating. Absolutely. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. But guys, if there is some out there that Tisha was being messy, you know, let me know, because you know I only think that Tisha was giving Melody what Melody was giving back to her. Okay, so let me go ahead and let me play this right quick, guys. Let me play this right quick.
Times, so I do respect them enough to at least listen to what they have to say. Creating this sneaky intervention. But Chris and Nell have counseled us many times, so I do respect them enough to at least listen to what they have to say.
So let's go ahead and listen to that. So did you hear that? Now, Melody, she stood on that show and told a bald-faced lie and said when it came to Nell and Chris that they never mentor her. Now you hearing right here, this little clip right here where Melody talked about how Nell had went ahead and mentored them. That's just to show you this girl, like I said, she's a pathological liar. She's a narcissist. And according to the show, I don't know these people's personal life. Now you heard right here where Melody did acknowledge that Nell had mentored her. But when she came and brought up some receipts and talked about how Nell never mentored, that, you know, it's her mom, her pastor, or her life coach. You know, that's just to show you that's how people are. I hate people like that. I really hate people like that. They never sat there and acknowledged the time when they came and cried on your shoulder, the time that you was up where you could have been doing something else, just like Nell said. What did Nell say? Nell said her mother was dying. Nell said her mother was dying. But what did she do? She went and listened to Melody and Marcel's mess while her mother was in there dying. But see, people forget about stuff like that. I hate people like that. And the thing about it is that when Melody went ahead and brought up the stuff that, Nell did on an interview, then Nell should have brought up how Melody and Martell went into their house and tore up their house. I am waiting for them to go ahead and drop the clips. I'm waiting for them to drop the clips. I thought that Nell was going to say, you're going to say that I did not mentor you? Girl, you and Martell brought y'all trifling tail at my house and you guys tore my house up. You threw my glass at his face. I had to clean up that mess. See, that's what they should have done. But no, they take Melody's mess and what they do, they sweep it under the rug. They sweep it under the rug. So let's go ahead and let's talk about some more. Let's show some more.
This sneaky intervention. Take over for just a second. We're going to come on.
Now we talked about this. Look, soon the minute she got there, she's supposed to be doing charity work, which I already had talked about that earlier. So I don't need to keep going into that. She's supposed to be doing charity work. She's supposed to be feeding the homeless, which how the heck you going to feed a homeless with the same pans that most likely was delivered to your house was for your children. I'm going to say a legend. To me, this is entertainment purpose only. You wouldn't decide, look, I just need to make a little clip. I need to make a scene. So I'm going to bring those same aluminum pans because we already know, she loved those aluminum pans and think that she was going to keep a Southern man, when most of all her food, comes out of that pan. And she decides she wants to do charity work with those same pans, okay? No more than about 20 pans. I don't even think it was 20, maybe about 10 pans. How the heck you going to feed a community with 10 pans? What they going to get? Just a daggone teaspoon of each food, each thing that you serving? But she wasn't about that. She only wanted Shanita, and you could see at first Shanita didn't even really want to talk about it because she even said she felt it bad, but she just wanted to make Melody look good, so she went along with that. But Melody only had this charity scene because she wanted Shanita to come in so she can talk about Maurice. Point blank and a period. She was not worrying about, and I'm talking about a reality show. So don't say that's defamation. Okay. This is a reality show. This is the way I'm spinning my story. Okay. But I see the only reason why she wanted to do that scene right there, because she needed somebody to talk about Maurice. Okay. So let's go ahead and listen to some more.
Let's go take a little break.
Okay.
It's so nice that my good friend Shanita came all the way from Atlanta to support my community event. Letitia, Kimmi, nor the Scotts or the others, of course, are not here. But I guess with the kind of weekend that Maurice had, I guess they are probably circling the wagon and trying to avoid any conversation pertaining to that incident. In this group, I have found that I'm more generous with my time and my money donating to their things than they are with mine. So I'm not interested in building friendships with these kinds of people. No.
So let's go ahead and talk about this. She's saying she's not interested of building a friendship with these type of people. Like I said, how many times Melody been saying that? Melody been talking about these people since day one. So it's time for Melody to dust her feet and move on. No way in the world that I'm going to film with people that I don't like. No way. So if she keep every time she get a chance, always talking about the same people that she films with, go on vacations with, but always find a way to sit there and degrade them, then it's time for Melody to move on. It's time for Melody to go ahead and exit. But Melody was not concerned about doing any charity work because anytime when you're doing charity work, you do not want your gifts to be even spoken of. You don't even want to bring that type of energy around these people, knowing that these people got to eat your food because, like I said, spirits do transfer. So why are you talking about something that you have no business talking about if you all about your peace? That's just to show you guys Melody is a messy person. And that's why I say she deserves everything that she gets. So let's go ahead and play some more.
That's why when Maurice got arrested for his DUI recently, I ain't text him. I ain't text him. Did you know about that?
I felt so bad.
So let's stop right here. What Shanita say, I felt so bad. That's why you don't see Shanita. Shanita, look, she already said, look, I got mental issues. Look, I can't handle this, Shanita didn't know what she was getting into. But what did Shanita say? Shanita sat there and say, I felt bad for him. And Melody could have just stopped right there, but Melody kept putting gas on it. So what she did, Shanita went ahead and she gave in. Let's go ahead and play some more.
Felt so bad because I feel like it's embarrassing when you embarrass your family. You get what I'm saying?
After Maurice was arrested and got out for the DUI, he was on social media partying with a bottle of liquor in his hand.
Again, that didn't even make good sense.
Now let's go ahead and talk about that. Why was she worried about that? Why was she worried about that? You didn't see no other cast got that deep into Kimmi's and Maurice's business. No other cast got that deep. Even Trisha and Ken say, look, we still trying to, get in with these people. We're not going to talk about these people's business. But Melody, the one that always about her peace, always say she tries to separate herself from these people. Why Melody always be in the middle of it? Why? That was not her business. Why is she making her business? And soon in a minute, they call her out and make her cry, which I'm pretty sure that's why Kimmi, that's why I came back on. Because I already told you guys that I was done. I was done with this show. But soon when I sat there and woke up, my messy ancestors came to me and say, no, Debbie, you got to finish this story. The reason why, because everything that you said is coming to pass. Kimmi is going to be her worst nightmare. Kimmi going to be her worst nightmare besides Ariane. Because Kimmi going to let her have it at the reunion. So when my son, because she gave me a son, okay, Anthony Lofty had came out last week talking about what he heard. I put two and two together. I say this scene right here is why Kimmi is upset and gonna call Melody out. Gonna read Melody to the filth because Melody had no business to sit there and get that deep into their business. So let's go ahead and listen to some more.
And nobody held him responsible publicly saying
Guess what they was out there saying? We told y'all he was gonna get out. Free Reese, free Reese.
Free Reese.
What?
Wow.
Ignorant. So ignorant. That's some ignorance right there.
Right.
Furthermore, I lost my grandmother to a drunk driver.
So everybody now, they wants to find out, because I promise you, honey, they are on it. They wants to know what grandmother that she lost over a drunk driver. Okay. Now, she put it out there, and I'm pretty sure people going to go ahead and they're going to find that information. You see? But the thing about it, the way she was pumped up, she was gassing it. The next scene that they're going to show next week, she was so humble in Kimmi's face. She wasn't gassed up like that. The way she's gassed up in Shanita's face, when she met Kimmi face to face, she was humble as a dove. Melody was humble as a dove. She was so attentive. But right here, she is gassed up because she's a two-faced, you know what? You see?
Wow.
Okay.
Do you think he has a drinking problem? Like when y'all are around, like in a group or whatever?
They've always been partiers.
Okay.
And Reese has always been one of the most immature.
So let's go ahead and skip that right here.
Parents, in spite of. So the fact that we're all living dreams of ours, that were ideas at one time, is commendable.
Well, Maurice has always given Martin Luther King Jr. speeches.
So let's go ahead and talk about all that. Maurice never, ever came for Melody. Kimmi didn't care for her too much because from the beginning, how, she turned coat once the cameras, came on her. From the beginning, you saw how Kimmi, pretty much didn't like her after because, she let the cameras get the best of her. But like I said, Kimmi is going to call her out on that.
As just living up, to their potential and, really doing what they say that they want to do and want to accomplish. I don't know. I guess right now you can count Melody Rogers as disappointed.
Mugshot after mugshot after mugshot. I can't help but feel like, what is this? What are we becoming? Because when we talk about originally, right, Black excellence, when we talked about originally being the builders of the community, right, being the standard, right?
And she was not the standard. She was not Black excellent because most of all the stuff that we talk about is her toxic relationship. She the one took this show to an all-time low. Melody took the show to the all-time low because Melody made it about her. Even Carlos King talked about it. From the very first season, they already had talked about not to bring the infidelity. Melody supposed to talk about the comeback group. It was supposed to be a business when they all was around the table. She put her personal business out there. And for some reason, it couldn't get back on track. So she the one did that. But now she's sitting there trying to blame everybody else. Nobody ever had a scene. We don't really know nothing about nobody but what was going on in their toxic marriage because we don't really know too much about Kimmi and Marceau and Tisha and all the rest of them because they made it about Melody. They made it about Melody. They rode on that trauma bonding pain. Now, all of a sudden, she wants to say what this show was all about, Black excellence. You brought it to the gutter because you brought your toxic mess on that show. You made it all about you. So let's go ahead and talk about this right here. Because, she, like I say, she's a pathological liar.
My name with them names.
And then she wants to say, don't put her name with these people's names. They shouldn't want to. I hope they sit there and read this girl to the filth because Melody think that she's way up there and they at the bottom. And I know you guys might get upset, but like I said, we got so many channels out there that can tickle your ears, can talk the way that you want to talk. But in here, I'm going to talk the way that I want to talk, okay? I stand on my truth. But like I said, it's time for Melody to take accountability of some of the stuff that she's done. Melody does not take accountability of nothing that she do because she think that she's above. And like I said, you might not want to hear it, but without Martell, it would never, ever, and I ain't gonna say never ever, but until now, it wouldn't have never been a Melody because Martell, the one, found his friends according to what he told Tasha K. Like I said, I don't know these people. I only can go by what they said. So if I say Martell lying, then what makes you think that Melody is telling the truth? Martell told Tasha he found the friends and he helped pitch the show. He even found his friends. He called in the Scotts, got them on the show. He even got his wife from the school system. Melody was a school teacher, made her the face, the CEO of their lawnmower business. Martell, everything that Melody had was off of Martell's back. But y'all don't want to give this man credit for this. Why? I don't know. But Melody is the type of person, she wants to put herself up there. And Melody cannot put herself up there just like I said. Her stuff stink just like everybody else. Even worse. Even worse. Because she put her toxic relationship on there. And just because people sitting there calling her back on her business, the stuff that she did, then now everybody is against Melody. Melody is the victim, but it's time to call Melody out. They never called Melody out when she threw the glass. They never called Melody out at that reunion. And I thought that Carlos King was going to call it out. When Melody told the entire world, everybody that was sitting on that panel, that's why I beat your tail. She sat there and she said to Martell, I beat your tail. That is DV. Nobody talked about that. I thought, maybe when they come back, because it was a part 3, they was going to talk about it. But nobody talked about that. Tasha K. Melody, Tasha K showed clips Martell gave. Melody, she had a torch, a lighter torch, lighter fluid, pull up plants, wanted to light that house on fire. Nobody talked about that. And then she made a reaction video when she made music and reacted how she wanted to unalive this man. Nobody talked about that. Why? But like I said, the gloves are off. People is not going to keep catering to Melody just because she felt like, she been cheated on. Hell, we all been cheated on. Melody is not the only person that was going through. And that's all we just saying. Even when it comes to her fans, we can't hear you guys because you guys don't want to have Melody to take accountability for anything. We've been through what Melody been through. Every last person that on this show, we all can take a piece out of this. But the reason why I cannot sit there and give Melody any grace, because you guys refuse to right her wrong. Even if you guys find something that she did, give us something to work with. But into your eyes, Melody does not do anything wrong. Ain't nobody jealous of Melody. Anytime when you come and talk about Melody, oh, you jealous of Melody. No, you guys are fixated on her. You guys are idolizing her. And that's dangerous because she pulled up her pants just like anybody else. Yes, she's cute. But like I say, to me, she looked like any basic, you know what? I thought I was all that. But like I said, beauty fads, get older. It could get you to the door. It may get you in the door, but it does not keep you there. Because once you start peeling off the eyelashes, the makeup, the filters, you're going to look like any basic, you know what? Now, when it comes to Tisha, I think Tisha is very beautiful because you don't see Tisha coming on every time when the cameras are on. She need a filter. She need to hide behind the filter. We saw Tisha in a natural look. We even saw Tisha made up. But that's besides the fact. Nobody is jealous of Melody. Nobody is jealous of Melody. We want to see every last one of them prosper. But we don't want to sit there and see you guys tearing down, doxing, stalking, harassing over a freaking woman. Nobody wants to see that anymore. And it's time for Melody to take accountability of some of the stuff that she have done because Melody hands are dripping. I want to hear them talk about Kiki because we already know Kiki did not come through that front door. Kiki came through the back door because Melody let her in. Melody let her in because Tisha and Miss Wanda, they knew what was going on in their family's personal life. But Melody let her in. And once she felt like she couldn't use her no more, she threw out like disposable goods. Like she was trash, like she was garbage. Nobody talks about that. That's why they couldn't come forth and give their condolences because their hands was dripping. See, you don't talk about stuff like that. But like I said, it don't go nowhere. It's not going nowhere. It's going to come back and it's going to bite you in your butt. Because you never win when you play dirty. And that's the reason why they don't want to talk about that. And I hold Carlos King accountable for some of the stuff as well. Because he knew Melody was doing a lot of stuff. But they was banking off of this one woman. Why? I don't know. Because it was about the core six. It was not about Melody. But they fed into that lie just like a lot of people did. But I saw it from day one. I told you guys from day one. And it serves me no purpose to not talk about it when I've been talking about it from day one. That everything that Melody is doing is going to come back. Because of how she went about it and she did it. She knew good and well. When she pitched this show, she knew good and well she pitched it off a lie that her and Martell was not together. They was faking it for a storyline. And she knew that. So do you think that any good gonna come out of that? No, not at all. And what she did, she beat that dead horse until she couldn't beat it no more. And now she got to pay the piper.
But Marcel, he kept going in. I don't like for another dude to be speaking on somebody else's situation when they don't know anything about it. You know what I'm saying? And then, too, if they being hypocritical and all that kind of stuff, too. That be one of my issues with Marcel. I mean, even Maurice, too. Don't y'all come at me. Stop coming at me about, like, Martell, you did this, you did. Man, shut the up. Don't say nothing else about what Martell Hope did. Don't be hypocritical, even when it get down to the Scots. When Marcel Maurice, you know, I think they was over at my house, the house that I built or whatever. And Marcel, he had said he don't do anything to get a divorce. And I'm like, dude, you cheat like a mother.
Now let's go ahead and stop it right here. Do I think that Martell lying? No, I don't think he's lying. I don't think Martell is lying. But what I hold him for is because you knew all that from the very beginning. And you didn't say not one thing about it. The only reason why you saying something about it right now because you feel that you are losing this show. Yes. Because you feel like you are losing this show. That's the reason why you are talking about it right now. Because when it comes to Marcel say some stuff that even get on my nerve. I don't even like Marcel. But the thing about it, you don't wait till Mad Day. I hate when people wait till Mad Day to tell me how they feel. Don't wait till Mad Day. If I did anything wrong, if it's something that you need to get it out. Because now he's upset. And maybe he might be pulling Melody slack. Just like I said before, he might be pulling Melody slack. Because like I said, these people, they two peas in a pod. They were meant for each other. And they still would be riding for each other if Melody wouldn't have did that slick stuff. He would have been able to forgive her. But he's still going to ride for Melody. And the reason why Martell is going to ride for Melody because they have children together. Okay? So move them out the way. They're going to keep riding with each other because they know it's still going to be in that household. So quite obvious, he's going to come out with something like that. But that's okay. I'd rather just go ahead and get it out. Get it out now because y'all been beating this for almost 7 seasons. So if Marcel had 20 women cheated and you know all about it and you want to break the bro code, then go ahead and do it if that's going to make you feel good. But I want to know after you tell it, then you're going to get these trauma binding trolls, these content creators making 101 videos a day off it. I hope it make you sleep at night. I hope you sleep good at night, because I want to know, what are you going to gain from that? Because Tisha is not going to leave her husband. Marcel and Tisha going to continue building their dream house. Then what next? Then what next? All you're going to do is just give people something to talk about. But like I said, they are on the outside. Let them talk. Tisha them, they're going to bank off of this. And that's why I think that's why they're going to take the lead now. Because Marcel going to lay it all out. He said, I'm going to reveal it all. I'm thinking that he's going to reveal it all, talking about his personal stuff. But maybe revealing all is to talk about the Scott's business at all, as well. Because he did say, I'm going to reveal it all. So maybe he was talking about the Scotts. You know? But I want to know, what is this going to prove? Because Tisha is not going to leave her family. I don't care how many women's that you come about. Tisha's not going to leave him. Because Tisha feel that if nothing is missing out of her home and she's building legacies for her children's children, she's not going to leave her husband. Now, if he's out there disrespecting her, taken out of her household, disrespect, then yes. But Tisha's not going to leave her husband just because you guys did. Just because you guys threw your marriage out there. Do you think that Tisha going to leave her husband? No, she's not going to do that. So I don't know what purpose, what will it serve him? Tell me, what would it serve him? It's not going to serve him anything. But I just hope, when he go out there and he do it, I hope it make him feel good. I hope it make him feel good.
The black woman would like to be a clone of the white woman.
Many of us, yes. That's unfortunate.
How do you see that?
Well, that's something that was almost accidental. Stays out all night, turns into there's some other areas, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, that we are affecting his behavior.
This is the one I want to play. Hold on.
Cheat on me or walk out on me.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. We have to get into definition. Who told us that was cheating? Where did that idea come from that that's cheating? And I'm not saying that a lot of men are not just running around. I'm not talking about that. Mm-hmm. But if a woman finds out that her man has been with a woman while she's been with him for 3 or 4 or 5 years, that's a serious commitment and relationship. And if it hasn't taken anything from me, if I'm not going short of anything, and if this is what he thinks his responsibility is, then what kind of hell are you going to go through to prevent that? Since we cannot stop him, we have not been successful. The white woman has not been successful in stopping the white man from having another woman. They call them a mistress. We pick up a lot of that terminology. But a man who has 2 women, that's not necessarily a mistress. That's just his other woman. Now, we got 2 choices. We can be the woman or the other woman. We don't have but those 2. Now, I know we don't like that. I don't like that. But that's the reality. Stays out all.
Now what? What next? What next, huh? What next? Like I say, Tisha is not going to leave her husband. Why would she leave her husband? Ain't nothing missing out of her house. You guys got this YouTube movement or whatever this movement, that Me Too movement, thinking that, hey, I leave my husband, then it going to be some Ariane around the corner and scoop him up and start living better than me. If I went through hell with it, I promise you ain't going to just ease in it. So do you think that Tisha going to leave her husband? Does that make Tisha weak? No, it does not make her weak. It does not make her weak because Tisha knows that it's bigger than her. Tisha thinking about her family, thinking about leaving legacies. They building their dream home. So why would I leave my husband just because some trick wants to be with my husband just to get a wet tail? Okay, ain't no way. No way. Melody did that. Melody threw her husband out there. She most likely would have still, just like I said from the beginning, going in and out. They both was cheating. What did Martell say from the very first beginning? He was begging his wife. What man that you know is going to beg his wife for a whole freaking year? Make it make sense, guys. And that's real talk. So, guys, thank you for coming on and joining my live. And I was not going to come on and talk about it anymore. But, you know, like I said, everything that I said, now it is coming to pass. It's coming to pass. And you just can't get mad. You know, everything that they built is ending up in somebody else's hands. And why? Because they allowed their gifts to be evil spoken of. You never allow your gifts to be evil spoken of. And that's real talk, okay? That's real talk. That's it. That's what they did. Let that Me Too movement, you know? That's why I sat there and say, men cheat. You know, I can sit there and I can relate to every last one of them. But I refuse to sit there and give up my husband. Long as I know nothing was missing out of my house. Okay? Because even Melody said that. What Melody said? Melody said nothing was missing out of her house. He treated her like a queen. Now you think I'm going to leave and go where? Just to go out there and get more body counts? Because that's all it's about. Go get more body counts. And do you think that the Negro that you find, he's going to be faithful? He's going to be just like, or even worse, like going from the pot to the skillet. Going to just be even worse. So like I said, if nothing is missing out your home, your man is treating you like a queen, not disrespecting you, not bringing no STDs, no babies. And like I said, things happens, okay? And that's real talk. So guys, you be blessed. And if I don't come on, most likely I might come on and talk about something. If something coming on, you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy with your family. And know that only what you do for the Most High God is going to last. Anything else is not even worth it. You all be blessed. So let me see how to get out of this right here.
Do it all.